Fossil fuels were once heralded as the backbone of industrialization and the economic progress of our country, but the world is changing.
Today, we stand at the crossroads of sustainability and environmental responsibility. As a nation, Mexico has found itself uniquely entangled in the intricate challenges, as well as opportunities posed by the use of fossil fuels.
It is an undeniable reality that our country's economy continues to depend on the extraction of oil. Therefore, we choose to act upon this responsibility with the world by addressing this very important challenge, taking into consideration that Mexico is not the only country damaging seas by oil spills.
The seabed of the Gulf of Mexico has large hydrocarbon deposits from which most of the country's oil is extracted. The country's total hydrocarbon reserves increased 4.16% as January 1, 2023 compared to the end of the previous year, reaching 3,081 million barrels of crude oil.
According to the images collected by satellite, the largest oil spill has an area of at least 400 square kilometers. The business practices have made this problem worse because experts affirm that the Gulf of Mexico has suffered for more than 50 years from the harmful effects of agricultural, gas and oil exploitation.
It is well known that oil spills are incredibly harmful to the marine ecosystem, and depending on the circumstances, thousands of marine animals die and are directly affected by them. The main consequences of oil spills in the marine ecosystem are suffocation of marine animals, impact on their physiological functions, ecological changes in the ecosystem and its species, appearance of chemical toxicity that can lead to lethal effects, and loss of habitat or refuge, and the disappearance of ecological species.
The most affected are marine fauna, animals such as birds, otters, crustaceans, turtles, and sea lions, amongst others. And in our country, our coral reserve is home to millions of endemic species. When oil adheres to corals, it clogs the small pores through which they obtain their food, leading to the death to polyps and coral bleaching, thus affecting their ability to carry out photosynthesis, which weakens them and makes them more susceptible to diseases.
The negative effect of an oil spill on a coral reef can persist for the year of even decade, as the oil can become stripped of sediment and continue releasing toxic substances over time.
Ocean oil spills can have direct and indirect effects on human health, depending on the extent of the spill, the proximity of human populations to the affected areas, and the effectiveness of response and mitigation efforts. The release of volatile organic compounds, VOCs, from oil spills can lead to air pollution in coastal areas, causing respiratory issues to the population as well as skin and eye irritation.
The oil problem is not only limited to the beaches of the Pacific Ocean. Mexico's oil spills extend along all coasts. The Energy Information System has a list of the places most exploited for fossil fuels. The states of southern Mexico are the largest producers of crude oil. In 2021, a total of 1,728,773 barrels were produced per day, of which 1,329,706 were obtained in the territorial waters of the Gulf of Mexico, and was followed by the center and northwest of Mexico.
Mexico's current president promotes the dependency on fossil fuels in the future. Why? Because he intends to have local fuel instead of private fuel companies. The IMCO does a quarter-by-quarter study of Pemex, the largest oil company in the country. Thanks to gasoline, between January and June 2023, the oil company had a profit of 82.2 billion pesos. Nevertheless, it has debts of $25.4 billion and it owes 1.89 billion pesos to date.
But even more important, these catastrophes are affecting the economy of artisanal fishers, and people are losing interest in buying their fish. Also, the hotels are losing a lot of tourists due to high contamination levels. The country is expected to lose about $52 million to cleaning crude oil in the Gulf, and oil companies are losing about 14 to 20% of all their economic income. But the question arises, how can our country transform hundreds of years of economic dependency to fossil fuels, respecting the environment and achieving balance with nature?